So, what makes Starfield great? A big one for me is the star system Sol. Having planets we know in our own solar system is really smart. Personally, the first thing I thought when I saw this solar system was, I want to land on every one of those planets right now. And that's why I did pretty early on. I knew that Earth was a desolate wasteland with only craters and a couple of empty caves, but I didn't care. I still spent over 40 minutes just walking around. There's something so interesting about seeing a planet you know and seeing what it looks like in Starfield. Next, I went to Mercury, and I was surprised to see some group actually living out here, this close to the sun. So now I had spent over 2 hours on just Mercury and Earth combined. After looking around the base on Mercury, and also getting a mission off of it, I realized I hadn't gotten to check out the side with sunlight on it. So I landed on the side with the sunlight, and as soon as I got out, another ship just crashes down into Mercury for an emergency landing and asks for some ship parts to get out. I was kind of blown away. After helping their ship out, I thought that was it and I should leave. But I noticed a giant weapons building guarded by enemies, so of course I had to check that out. 3 hours on 2 desolate planets, and I haven't even checked out the other planets in Sol. You might ask, why would you go on a planet that has nothing on it? Because, well, I like space. I like the look of space. And even getting to look at Mercury in a video game of this detail is so cool to me. On top of all this, there is a great story with cool side missions that will take up so much of your time in such a great way. So what makes Starfield so great? It's not even the story, but the feel and look of the game. The fact that if you want to go check out a random planet that we have in the Milky Way, you can. And maybe some of you will find that boring because there's not much on it, but I just find that fascinating, and I'm sure some of you do too. With all this, I barely scratched the surface of the main story, but I probably won't until at least I try to visit the rest of the planets in our solar system. And that's okay. If a game can make you ignore the main story and get lost doing something else, that's a good game. Look at Skyrim as a prime example. When you load up a new character in Skyrim, you don't go to do the main story for the 5th time, you do a bunch of side quests and dumb stuff. Oh, and one more thing. The fact that this game pre-launch is less glitchy than any of Bethesda's other titles, and less glitchy than Fallout 76 is today, is impressive.